Getting straight into the video, there are two ways that you can preserve the life, looks, and the value of your sneakers. It actually baffles me at the fact that these products, well, specifically these, have been around for years. Actually, as far as I know, since around 2014, because that's when I started using sneaker shields. And there's still people who don't even know about these, honestly. Now, I know you've probably heard about, Force Fields, which I believe is sold by like Foot Locker and Finish Line. I can't really remember, but they're really not that great. Compared to this, this is Sneaker Shields. That's the brand that I know that I've been using for the past 10 plus years. And this isn't a sponsored video. I just stand by the products because I've had these shoes since release day. These are the 2019s. These are the initial release Air Force Ones, the Supreme made. Same thing, I've had these since 2020. Now, I might make a separate video on these specifically because there are various types, but just to get to the point, these do go inside the shoe. It's like a shoe tree, basically. And they do go in this direction. Now, there's people who have bought them and they're like, oh, I don't know how to use them, or like I tried them on and they don't fit me right. So what you're supposed to do with these, you're supposed to take out the insole first, okay? And then you shove this all the way up to the top, and then you hold it down with your thumb so it doesn't move around when you take your hand out. Basically, you're gonna want to make sure that this part and this part of the sneaker shield is basically tucked away on the inside like this. Because if you just shove them in there, what's going to happen is the mouth or the lip of this is going to be like over here rather than going under. So basically, you'd have them like this, and that's going to be uncomfortable because this is going to be, eating at the side of your feet, and it's going to hurt. Same thing over here. This is going to be poking your foot. Again, it has to go at the back, going inside, like so. It's not chemistry, and if you want, I could teach you chemistry if you really wanted to. So again, this is basically a wearable shoe tree. Now, personally, I wear size 9.5 and 10 in Air Force Ones. 9.5 if I wanted to feel a little bit snug, and it really just depends on the cushioning, because there's some like these are size 9.5 and they fit well. There's people who specifically get an Air Force One that fits them right, like super tight, and obviously you probably won't be able to use these sneaker shields, because I guess you could say that yes, this probably does create a little bit of it probably pushes your foot a little bit farther, or not farther, but it's going to take up a little bit of room. So keep that in mind, because I had a friend who wears size 9 in Air Force One. That's like his actual size. It just fits super tight, and he couldn't use these because again, there's no room. So in other words, I guess you could say that you could go up one size, but again, you just gotta know your size, okay? There's this meme going around. It's been going on for a few years. I'll post it up here if I can find it. But basically, it's someone talking about how they have a pair of Air Force Ones, and it's 1 year, no stains or creases, and people are like, "How is he doing it?" or blah blah. Again, sorry to flex again, but I've had these for 5 years, man. 5 years. Okay. Here's the other side. 5 years. I hate when I'm trying to find a specific shoe, be an Air Force One or whatever, or a Grail, and I go on eBay and I find it perfect. But since people don't take care of their sneakers and they don't wear this, they're all creased up. So I'm not gonna give them an offer, and they got heel drag. So finally, to get to this is it has various names on the internet, to be honest. As far as I know, I just recently discovered them a few months ago. Again, I don't know how old they are. or how long they've been around on the internet. I don't see people making videos on these, to be honest, but they also have like various names. Again, it's not like one specific name. You can find these on eBay, but they're more expensive as what I've seen. You can find them on Amazon. I think they're a little bit cheaper there. And specifically, I bought these on Shein, and these costed me like, I don't know, like $2-3. With like I had to buy like order a minimum of like $8 or something like that. And I bought like these wax laces and these like accessories. So as far as I've seen, to find these at a good price and maybe like a bulk, you gotta go on like Shein or Temu. Like, again, those like Chinese websites as far as I've seen. And fuck. So again, these are called like sneaker or heel drag, sneaker sole protectors, anti-resistant, anti-slip. Again, they have various names, so you can't really Google them. You can have to use like various Google keywords, or it's not. You have to use certain keywords. And this is basically a Jordan 1 and a Dunk outsole. Sorry, these are dirty as hell right now. But basically, that's what they are. There is an actual Air Force One pattern heel drag, like this thing, whatever. I'll try to throw up a link or a photo. Again, I've only seen one being sold on one site, as far as I know. So now to get to the point, basically, I believe these are about like 3 millimeters tall. Basically, what you have to do, whether your shoes are brand new or used, whatever, I recommend that you clean these very well with an aggressive soap, like a really aggressive detergent, like Dawn dish soap, and using like a small screwdriver, just something to take out any like rocks or dirt or gunk. Clean that out really well. You're gonna let it dry, and then you're gonna want to use alcohol to clean up any oil residue, grease, or whatever. Just make sure you have a very clean surface, okay? Now, also on the internet, there are pairs of these that don't have this back end adhesive. So this has a peel back sticker, and it has this glue on it, this adhesive. I bought these because, okay, they already have the glue, because I don't know what glue to use. I think, don't quote me, but I think the glue to use would be the maybe shoe glue. I don't know. I think shoe glue is only good for like putting glue inside of like separation. And I think there's one where it's called, again, I'll throw up a picture, something 7,000. I can't really remember. As far as I know, obviously you're not gonna use crazy glue because that's just gonna crack. You want to use something that's flexible. So again, there are pairs that are sold like this that have the adhesive, and then there's some that don't. So be aware of that. So after you clean it up, what I recommend is getting a blow dryer, or in my case, I turn on the stove, let it get heated up, and I put these to the stove, obviously not touching, but say this is a stove. I let them kind of just circulate for about, I don't know, 10-15 seconds, moving it around. So this gets heated up, and then with some tweezers, I'll grab these and also I'll be taking out the peel back with tweezers, letting them circle around the heat. That way, this surface and this surface is heated up. Then all you gotta do is hold it down, press it down. Again, I'm recording with one hand, so give me a break, guys. But again, you'll clamp them together, be it with your hand, and then it's not really hot where it's gonna burn you, but you can use a glove or a mitten, and you can use like a hammer to kind of just hold it down, or also use like a frying pan, and again, just holding it down for, I don't know, a few seconds or up to a minute. or what I kind of use sometimes is I'll put it on my foot and just kind of hold it down. So these fit pretty well on the Air Force One in terms of like the width. If you want to use for a Jordan 1, okay, this is a size 9.5 men, and these are size 10. So this one's a little bit smaller compared. You'll have to do the math, and on what they sell sometimes they will have like the dimensions, so you have to like figure out like how long, how the width of this, if you want it to fit specifically. But another thing, obviously, you're not going to be able to get it way over here because it's not going to stretch that far. So on the Air Force One, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows, visible now, of stars. So typically, so I can take advantage of the flexibility of this plate. I go right around, almost touching the 4th row of stars. So again, obviously it's not poking out like this and it's going to peel off. So I go to like the 4th, almost touching the 4th row. I hope that makes sense. So right now I'm going to the stove and I'm going to heat these up and apply both of them. I've been saving this specifically for this video. Again, I'd show you guys, but honestly, it's kind of difficult with one hand. And also, really, my stove is kind of dirty right now, so I'm kind of embarrassed about that. So I'll be back. And we're back. I just did the installment on these. Again, I know they look kind of weird, knowing that you have this like plate at the back. And I haven't worn these at all. Like I haven't worn a shoe with this on to get a feel of them. But again, that's how they'll be. And honestly, wearing them, you can't see them, bro. Honestly, like look at that. Especially since they match, since they're color matched. Let me give you an up close look. Here I have my linens, which these are one of my favorite Air Force Ones. Linens. This is the clear. Obviously, I wasn't gonna use white or black for this because it's pink, bro. Like you can see that shit, like, But since this is clear, see focus. You can't see it. Personally, I think it's my favorite one, the clear. I'm going to assume it's going to yellow like like a Jordan 5 or 6 outsole. I don't know, but I will make an update video. I don't know, maybe in like just where I can get like enough wears to kind of like give you guys an update, like a really good update to see how they hold up. Obviously, I would recommend to if you're climbing the stairs or something, not to be kicking your feet, because that it could probably get stuck on that and it could probably peel. So keep that in mind. Obviously, they do have. Let me just show these off real quick. I just recently cleaned these up and kind of restored them. I got them again. The accessories, the Dubray. This is a chrome Dubray, and some new white laces. They look pretty nice. So these, I customized these myself. If you know, these are pretty much inspired by Wear and Lotus. If you were outside around 2015, 2016, 2017, you know what these are, man. Like, you know what these are. Again, I made these myself. The bottom is, it's heavily worn, in my opinion. This is like the worst I've ever let an Air Force One get. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. So yeah, if you want to combat this, again, the heel plates, I will get one for these. Again, there's different colors, about like your basic average colors, black, white, clear, I think red. Yeah, so I will be getting maybe a clear plate for these. Honestly, again, I like the clear plate. But you see how these are, man. I might do a review on these later on to kind of give more specifics, just to make, you know, just separate videos. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much going to be it. Again, I'll try to leave some links below, maybe in the description, maybe in the comments. I don't know. Again, you gotta use keywords to find these. To be honest, I haven't seen these. There are some like small time sneaker restores on Instagram that I've seen. They make their own. There's one who calls it like Sneaker Heel Plus or something like that. I don't know, but I'll try and leave a link if I'm not too lazy. Any further questions, please let me know. And that's it for me, Forceaholic, signing out. But yeah, man, please save an Air Force One. Wear your sneaker shields, wear a sole protector, whatever, man. Just to, you know, increase the life and the look of the shoe, because I hate going on eBay trying to look up for a grail like an Air Force One, and then you can tell they were worn like one time, and it took one time for that person to just crease them up and mess them up.